What if the story of Heartland is far from over? What if Season 19 doesn't just continue the Fleming Borden journey, but actually changes everything we thought we knew about Amy and Ty's legacy? Fans all over the world have been asking the same question. Could Ty Borden return? And what does this mean for Amy's future? With rumors about a trailer, speculation about the cast, and whispers of a release date, Season 19 is shaping up to be the most emotional and dramatic chapter yet. Heartland is more than just a TV show. For millions of fans across the globe, it has become a second home, a place where family bonds, love, loss, and healing come together in the most heartfelt way. Since it first aired back in 2007, Heartland has captured audiences with its unique mix of ranch life, horses, and unforgettable characters. The show has now become one of the longest-running family dramas in television history, a rare achievement that speaks to its emotional depth and timeless storytelling. At the heart of it all has been Amy Fleming, a character who started as a young girl learning to follow in her mother's footsteps, working with troubled horses and finding her own path. Her journey has been filled with challenges, but also with moments of joy, love, and resilience. Through heartbreak and triumph, Amy has become a symbol of strength, someone viewers feel deeply connected to. Of course, no recap of Heartland's legacy would be complete without talking about Ty Borden. His story arc is one of the most beloved. In the series, Ty arrived at Heartland as a troubled young man searching for a second chance. What he found there changed his life forever. His relationship with Amy wasn't just a romance, it was a love story that defined the heart of the series. From their early struggles to their beautiful wedding, from becoming parents to facing life's hardest challenges together, Amy and Ty's love has always been the emotional center of Heartland. Fans still remember the shock and heartbreak of losing Ty in Season 14. It was one of the most devastating moments in the show's history, leaving Amy and their daughter Lyndy. To move forward without him, many thought it would be the end of the story they had grown to love. But instead, the series found new strength in showing how a family heals after tragedy. Amy's journey of resilience, raising Lyndy, rediscovering her own identity, brought a new layer of emotional power to the show. But what keeps fans coming back season after season is the idea that Heartland is not just about loss, it's about hope. It's about how families survive the hardest times and still find reasons to smile, to dream, and to move forward. Jack's wisdom, Lou's struggles to balance family and career, Tim's complicated journey as a father, Georgie's inspiring story of independence and growth all weave into the larger picture of what makes Heartland so special. Through 18 seasons, the show has delivered not only powerful family drama, but also countless moments of warmth. Viewers don't just watch the show, they live it. They see themselves in the struggles of the characters, and they find comfort in knowing that even in the toughest times, family and love can hold everything together. Season after season, Heartland has proven its ability to grow while staying true to its roots. The bond between humans and horses remains at the core, reminding us that healing often comes from unexpected places. The beauty of the Alberta ranch, the breathtaking horse scenes, and the calm pace of rural life give fans something to hold on to in a world that often feels chaotic. That's why Season 19 feels so important. It's not just another season, it's a chance to honor everything that came before while opening the door to a new chapter. Fans are holding their breath, waiting to see if the legacy of Ty Borden will somehow return to the screen, and if Amy Fleming will continue to rise from the pain of loss into a future filled with hope and new possibilities. Heartland's legacy is built on one simple truth. No matter how hard life gets, family gives us strength. And as we step closer to Season 19, that truth has never felt more powerful. The first thing every Heartland fan wants to know right now is simple. Where is the trailer for Season 19? For many of us, watching that first teaser is almost as emotional as seeing the season itself, because the trailer gives us our first glimpse into the direction the story will take. And with the possibility of Ty Borden's presence being teased, the excitement is higher than ever. So let's talk about what the Season 19 trailer could look like, what we might expect from it, and why it holds such deep meaning for fans whenever Heartland drops a trailer. It doesn't rely on flashy effects or over-the-top editing like other shows. Instead, it focuses on emotion, simple moments that hit the heart. A shot of Amy looking across the ranch, Jack offering advice with his quiet strength, Lyndy running across the field, or Lou trying to hold her family together. These are the kinds of images that tell us more than words ever could. For season 19, fans are waiting for hints that go beyond the everyday family struggles. They're searching for signs, maybe just a few seconds, that point to Ty Borden's legacy being front and center again. The camera might linger on a family photograph of Amy, Ty, and Lyndy. Or maybe Amy could be shown in a quiet moment at Ty's old spot by the barn, her eyes filled with both sadness and hope. Even a simple image like that would send fans into a frenzy of speculation. Another key part of the trailer is likely to be Amy's personal journey. In past seasons, trailers often gave us small glimpses of Amy training horses, showing her bond with animals and proving her inner strength. Season 19 could continue that theme, but with a twist. We might see Amy teaching Lyndy more directly, passing on her skills to the next generation. This would not only show Amy's growth, but also highlight the lasting influence of Ty. Since so much of her strength as a horse whisperer was built with him by her side. Fans are also expecting the trailer to give us updates on the rest of the family. Lou's story is always central to the Heartland narrative. And a quick shot of her juggling motherhood, her career as mayor, and her responsibilities to the ranch would remind us of the constant balancing act she faces. The soul of the family will likely appear with his steady wisdom, maybe giving Amy one of those quiet, powerful pieces of advice that stays with viewers long after the trailer ends. Tim Fleming, with his complicated but fascinating personality, might also have a moment in the trailer, whether it's a scene of him struggling with his health, working with horses, or trying to make up for past mistakes. Fans will be eager to see what direction his story takes in season 19. But the biggest question is this: will the trailer give us even a hint of Ty? The writers know how much fans still miss him, and they also know how powerful even the smallest nod to his character could be. We might not get a full reveal of him walking into a scene that would spoil too much, but we could get something more subtle. It's a flashback, a dream sequence, or even Amy holding onto a letter, a photograph, or a memory that makes his presence felt without showing his face. Another possibility is that the trailer might focus on Lyndy. Viewers are curious about how she is growing, how much of her father's spirit she carries, and how her bond with Amy is deepening. A shot of Lyndy asking Amy about Ty, or Amy helping Lyndy connect with one of the horses in a way that mirrors Ty's old techniques, to be an incredibly emotional moment to include in the teaser. Of course, trailers also hint at conflict. Heartland is built on family bonds, but those bonds are tested season after season. Season 19's trailer could show us quick flashes of new challenges, maybe Lou facing political trouble, Georgie's possible return with big decisions about her future, or Amy having to protect her daughter from someone who threatens their peace. Each of these small glimpses would give fans just enough to speculate endlessly until the premiere. It's also possible that the trailer might play with our emotions by ending on a cliffhanger moment. Imagine the screen fading to black, and then we hear a familiar voice calling Amy's name. Even if it's just a flashback, fans would be stunned. A move like that would set social media on fire and remind everyone that Ty's presence, whether real or remembered, is still deeply connected to the story. The music in the trailer will also matter. Heartland trailers often use soft, emotional scores that highlight the themes of love, family, and healing. Season 19's trailer might use something even more poignant, with a tone that blends sadness and hope. The right song, paired with powerful visuals, could make fans cry even before the season begins. While no official trailer has been released yet, fans can expect it to follow the same formula Heartland has perfected over the years. It won't reveal everything, but it will reveal enough. Enough to stir our emotions, enough to remind us of the journey we've already taken. It's enough to make us believe that, no matter what happens, the story of Heartland is still alive, still strong, and still capable of surprising us in ways we never saw coming. So when the season 19 trailer finally drops, don't expect explosions, special effects, or shocking twists thrown in your face. Instead, expect the quiet power that Heartland does better than anyone else. The look in Amy's eyes, the warmth of Jack's voice, the innocence of Lyndy's smile, and maybe, just maybe, a whisper of Ty Borden's return. One of the most asked questions right now is, when will Heartland Season 19 actually be released? For fans who have followed this series for years, the wait between seasons often feels endless. Because Heartland is such a deeply emotional show, every delay, every rumor, and every small update becomes a big deal in the community. So, let's break it down. Traditionally, Heartland has followed a very steady rhythm when it comes to release dates. In Canada, where the show is produced, new seasons usually begin filming in late spring or early summer. Often around May or June, filming continues through the warmer months, with the beautiful Alberta landscapes providing the perfect backdrop for the ranch scenes. After filming wraps, editing and post-production take a few months. That means fans usually see new episodes premiere in the fall, most often around October. This schedule has been fairly consistent for many years, though. There have been exceptions, especially during global challenges like the pandemic, which shifted production timelines. But if Heartland follows its usual cycle, Season 19 could very well arrive in the fall of 2025. That means fans might only have to wait a few more months before we finally see Amy, Lyndy, Jack, Lou, Tim, and maybe even Georgie back on our screens now. Here's where things get interesting. International fans often experience delays compared to Canadian viewers. In Canada, Heartland premieres on CBC, but in the US and other countries, it's usually released later on streaming platforms like UP, TV, or Netflix. For example, past seasons have sometimes appeared on Netflix up to a year after their initial Canadian broadcast. This can be frustrating for global fans who see spoilers online but can't watch new episodes right away. However, because Heartland has grown into such a massive international success, there's always hope that distributors will try to close the gap between Canadian and worldwide release dates. Season 19 could be the moment they try to get episodes to fans outside Canada faster than before. Of course, speculation doesn't stop with just the day. It also ties into the trailer. Many fans believe the trailer will be the key signal that the release is near. So usually the Heartland trailer drops about a month or so before the season premiere. That means if we see a trailer over the summer, it's almost guaranteed the new season will arrive in the fall. But here's the twist. Some fans believe the producers may surprise everyone with an earlier release. Why? Because Heartland Season 19 is being treated as a very special chapter, Ty Borden's potential return being whispered about, with Amy's future hanging in the balance. And with the series reaching even more fans worldwide, there's a chance the showrunners could want to deliver the season sooner to keep the hype alive. If that happens, we could be looking at a late summer release instead of the traditional fall date. And let's not forget, every season's release is also tied to major events in the Heartland calendar. Behind-the-scenes updates often appear on social media, with cast members posting photos from the set. Fans watch these like detectives, piecing together clues about when production started, how far along filming is, and when editing might be finished. Already, there are signs that Season 19's production has been moving smoothly, which fuels the belief that we're on track for another fall premiere. Another important factor is how many episodes Season 19 will include. In recent years, Heartland has released around 10 to 15 episodes per season. The number of episodes can affect how long post-production takes, which in turn affects when the season is ready to air. If Season 19 has a shorter run, we could see it sooner. If it's a longer run, we may need to wait just a little bit more. What's clear, though, is that Heartland isn't going anywhere. With its record-breaking run, its dedicated fan base, and its consistent viewership, CBC has every reason to keep the show alive and thriving. And Season 19, more than any other, feels like a turning point. The timing of the release is not just about scheduling, it's about giving fans a season they'll never forget. So while we don't have an official date locked in just yet, the safe bet is this. Heartland Season 19 will likely premiere in Canada in fall 2025, most likely in October, with international streaming releases to follow in late 2025 or early 2026. And when that first episode drops, fans around the world will be ready whether they watch it live on CBC or wait for it on Netflix. For now, all we can do is keep an eye on the Heartland social media pages, watch for behind-the-scenes updates from the cast, and wait for that all-important trailer. Because when the trailer arrives, the countdown to the release date officially begins. And with everything we've heard so far, Season 19 promises to be worth the wait. One of the most exciting parts of every new Heartland season is finding out which cast members will be returning, and whether we'll see familiar faces who have been away for a while. Season 19 is no different. In fact, the cast lineup might be the most talked about part of this upcoming season, because it ties directly into the show's future and the possibility of Ty Borden's return. Let's start with the one, a name everyone is sure about, Amber Marshall as Amy Fleming. Amy is and always has been the heart of Heartland. From the very first season, we've watched her grow from a teenager into a strong woman, a wife, a mother, and a symbol of healing. Amber has carried this role with incredible grace, and there's no Heartland without her. Season 19 will once again focus heavily on Amy's journey, both as a mother to Lyndy and as someone still finding her way after losing Ty. But if the rumors about Ty's return are even partly true, Amy's role could take on a whole new emotional layer this season. Next, we have Sean Johnston as Jack Bartlett, the rock of the family and the soul of the ranch. Jack has always been the voice of wisdom, the one who holds everyone together when life feels like it's falling apart. His scenes with Amy are some of the most powerful in the show, and in Season 19, fans expect more of those heart-to-heart talks that remind us of why Jack is such an unforgettable character. Whether Amy is struggling with Lyndy, facing ranch challenges, or simply trying to move forward, Jack's steady presence will once again guide her. Then there's Michelle Morgan as Lou Fleming, Amy's sister, and the one who often tries to balance the chaos of family life with her career. Over the years, Lou has had her fair share of ups and downs relationships, career struggles, and the constant pressure of being both a mother and a leader. In Season 19, fans expect to see Lou continue her journey as mayor, but also to face personal challenges that test her strength. And of course, her dynamic with Amy is always central to the story. Chris Potter as Tim Fleming will also be back. And as always, Tim's storyline will bring both drama and emotional complexity. Tim has never been a simple character as past. Mistakes, his efforts to change, and his complicated relationships with his daughters always add layers to the show. In recent seasons, fans have also seen him confront health issues, which could continue to shape his arc in Season 19. Love him or hate him, Tim's role in the family is undeniable, and his story often sparks some of the most intense fan debates. But what about Georgie Fleming Morris, played by Alisha Newton? Fans have been eager for her return. Georgie left in previous seasons to chase her dream of competing in show jumping at the highest levels, and her absence has been deeply felt. Rumors suggest she could make an appearance in Season 19, even if it's just for a few episodes. Georgie returns. It would be a powerful moment for the family, especially for Amy, who's always been a guiding figure in her life. And then there's the name that overshadows every cast discussion, Graham Wardle as Ty Borden. Officially, Graham left the show in Season 14, and Ty's death was written into the storyline. But fans have never truly let go. For many, Ty is as much a part of Heartland as Amy, Jack, or Lou. And now, with whispers of Season 19 being special, speculation about his return is everywhere. Could it be flashbacks? Could it be dream sequences? Or could the writers shock the world with a twist that brings Ty back into the present-day story? Even a brief appearance would be enough to stir emotions and make this season unforgettable. It's important to remember that Heartland has surprised fans before. Just when we thought certain characters were gone forever, they've made unexpected comebacks. And even if Graham Wardle doesn't return as a full-time cast member, Fans believe there's a strong chance we'll see him in some form, whether it's through old footage, its memories, or even a never-before-seen moment that ties into Amy's journey. Other familiar faces are also expected to appear. Jessica Cook, Lisa Stillman, Georgie Fleming Morris, and Parker could all play a role in Season 19's stories. Each of these characters adds depth to the Heartland world, showing how the ranch is not just about one family, but about a community, bound together by love, loss, and hope. And then there's always the chance of new characters being introduced. Every few seasons, Heartland brings in someone new who challenges the family, stirs up drama, or helps the characters grow. Whether it's a ranch hand, a rival, or a love interest, these new faces often leave a big impact on the story. Season 19 could introduce someone who reshapes the lives of Amy Lou or even Lyndy in surprising ways. At the end of the day, the cast of Heartland isn't just about the names on paper, it's about the connections they create. Amy and Ty's love, Jack's wisdom, Lou's struggles, Tim's redemption, Georgie's dreams, and Lyndy's innocence all come together to form a story that fans can't stop watching. And Season 19 promises to bring all of those threads back, in ways that will keep viewers talking long after the credits roll. So as we look toward the premiere, one thing is clear: the cast of Season 19 will bring both comfort and surprises. We'll see familiar faces we've grown to love. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see the return of the one character whose absence has been felt the most: Ty Borden. If there is one question that has defined Heartland since Season 14, it's this: could Ty Borden never come back? Even though the show made us believe his story had ended, fans all over the world have never stopped hoping. In fact, the idea of Ty's return has become the most powerful theory surrounding Season 19, and it's easy to see why. Ty wasn't just a character, he was half of Heartland's heart. Without him, Amy's journey feels incomplete. And many viewers feel there's still more to be told. Let's go back for a moment. Ty first came to Heartland as a troubled teenager with a rough past, and over the years, he grew into a man of strength, loyalty, and love. His relationship with Amy wasn't just another romance written for television. It was the kind of partnership fans could believe in. We watched them fight through challenges, build a future together, and create a family with their daughter, Lyndy. That love story became the soul of the series. So when Ty died in Season 14, it broke more than just Amy's heart. It broke the hearts of fans everywhere. It was a bold and emotional decision by the writers, one that pushed Amy into a new stage of her life, forcing her to raise Lyndy on her own and discover her inner strength. But still, for many fans, the story of Ty and Amy never felt finished. That's why Season 19 feels different. More than any other season since Ty's death, this one is surrounded by whispers and speculation. Some believe Graham Wardle, the actor who played Ty, could return for a cameo. Others think the writers may have left clues all along, suggesting that Ty's story wasn't truly over. And then there are those who believe his return might happen not in the present timeline, but through flashbacks, dreams, or even a voice guiding Amy forward. Imagine this: Amy, working with a troubled horse. Late at night, here's a memory of Ty's voice reminding her of his words. Or maybe Lyndy asks a question about her father, and Amy remembers a moment from years ago that the audience has never seen before. These kinds of scenes would bring Ty back into the story without changing the established timeline, and they would still give fans that emotional connection they crave. But then, there's the bigger theory, the one that keeps fans buzzing online. What if Ty never truly died? Heartland has always been grounded in realism, but that doesn't mean a dramatic twist is impossible. Some fans argue that Ty's departure in Season 14 was written in a way that left small gaps. Could the writers use those gaps to explain that? He had to disappear for reasons we don't fully understand. Could Season 19 finally reveal the truth, shocking fans with Ty's return to Heartland Ranch? Even if the writers never go that far, there are other powerful ways to bring Ty back. Dream sequences could allow Amy to see him again, giving her an disclosure. Flashbacks could fill in untold moments of their life together, showing sides of Ty we've never seen. And in the most emotional possibility, Amy could share stories of Ty with Lyndy, allowing us to relive those memories as if he were still there. Another point to consider is Graham Wardle himself. For years, he has spoken about leaving the show to pursue other projects and personal growth, but actors often return to roles that define their careers, even if just for a short time. If Graham decided to return for a special appearance in season 19, it would not only honor the fans, but also complete Ty's journey in a way that feels meaningful. What makes this discussion even more powerful is Amy's character arc. Since Ty's death, she has carried the burden of moving forward alone. She's been strong, but she's also shown us the deep pain of losing someone you love. If season 19 brings Ty back even for a moment, it could be the turning point Amy needs. It could show her that love never truly dies, and that Ty's spirit will always guide her and Lyndy. The truth is, Heartland is about healing, family, and love that never fades. Ty's story may have ended in season 14, but the love he shared with Amy, Jack, and the rest of the Heartland family still lives on. And whether season 19 brings him back through flashbacks, dreams, or a shocking twist, his presence will always be felt. Fans are ready. They want closure. They want hope. And most of all, they want to feel that connection. Again, the connection that made Heartland so special from the very beginning. Ty Borden isn't just a character in a show. He's part of the legacy of Heartland. And season 19 could be the season where that legacy comes full circle. So the question remains, will we see Ty again? The official answer is still a mystery. But the possibility alone is enough to keep fans waiting, hoping, and believing.